Hello everyone and welcome back to Skyblue Aviation. My name is Pierre and today we are here in Gatwick Airport's Pier 6 Air Bridge. I am here today in London's second busiest airport for a very special occasion. In fact, I will be flying back to Canada on board Air Transat's brand new Airbus A321 Neo LR on the 8 hours flight that it takes to get from here to Toronto Pearson. I hope you guys are as hyped as I am to check this out, and let's go. Our journey starts here in London Gatwick Airport, which is located just about 29 miles away from the UK's capital city. Being mainly used for leisure traffic, it is then the perfect airport in London for Air Transat to fly to. So as you can see, I am currently located inside the secured area at Gatwick's Terminal North. I had actually landed the day before from an EasyJet trip, and this flight is part of a 7-leg journey that I booked during March break. So if ever anyone was wondering why this video started in the duty-free area, well, you've got your answer. As Gatwick Airport only likes to show the departure gate 30 minutes before your flight as a technique to make you spend money in the duty-free area, I am then forced to wait around in this zone. As you can see, there are quite a few shopping options. Either you want gifts, books, souvenir, or eat, there's an option for you. Oh, and look, there's even a Harry Potter gift shop. That's pretty cool. So after waiting here for about 40 minutes, my gate was finally revealed to be gate number 53, which is where I directly went to without anyone waiting in this loud and crowded area. Now you might think that because Gatwick is London's second busiest airport and one of the biggest out there in the UK, that it is therefore a complicated airport to navigate through. But don't be misled here, Gatwick is actually really easy to get around. It reminds me of my hometown airport of Montreal, Trudeau, whose terminal is about the same size as this terminal at Gatwick Airport. It was only a matter of minutes before I made it to my departure gate. And right here we've got my ride for the transatlantic flight across to Toronto this morning. Registered Charlie Golf Oscar India Echo, this Airbus A321 Neo is just 0.9 years old and was actually the first airplane of the type to be delivered into Air Transat's fleet. I felt pretty lucky to fly back to Toronto today. Soon enough, we were called for boarding. Air Transat uses a group boarding system, and I was assigned to group number 7 as I was sitting in the front of the cabin. And here's my seats for the next 8 hours. I've selected seat 5K to get myself a nice engine view, and honestly, I am not disappointed. At first glance, the cabin looks quite modern, yet it does give me that A330 vibe. Air Transat has introduced in 2012 a new cabin to its A330 fleet, and they don't seem to have changes for this aircraft. But that's not a problem, since in my opinion, it looks pretty decent. The legroom in economy is alright. I measure 5'11" for reference. The seat pocket is not very spacious though, but it's good enough to hold small gadgets like a tablet or a cell phone. The tray table is the size you'd expected, just enough to hold a 13-inch laptop. 13-inch is also the size of the new individual screens that we've got here, but we'll jump into that later in the video. If you look up towards the ceiling, you'll quickly find the flight attendant call button, air vents, and a reading light. Each row featured 2 universal power outlets, which are actually really handy. I got the occasion to charge my electronics while on board and arrived in Toronto fully charged. You may also recline your seat with the help of this button on the armrest. Shortly after boarding and closing doors, the captain took over the PA to announce us that our flight was delayed by 45 minutes. Our flight was already delayed by 30 minutes due to the inbound flight being late, which made it a total of 1 hour and 50 minutes delay. But despite being unlucky with our flight schedule, the crew still managed to keep us dehydrated with water and were around to answer questions, so props to them. Soon enough, our flight was ready to go. It was only 12:20 p.m. when our flight finally pushed back from gate 53 and the weather was cloudy as usual here in London. And just like that, we were off and over the clouds. However, it seems like that in Britain, it's still gloomy even if you're over the clouds. So, to begin the meal service, the crew passed around the cabin and proposed us a multitude of hot, cold, and soft drinks. I went for Sprite. And just after that, the crew handed out each passenger one of the 2 free hot meal options. It was either fish or chicken, so I went for the safer second option. On this tray, you will find a bread roll and butter, salad, as well as 2 shortbreads, a pretty solid meal for a complimentary free afternoon lunch. Shortly after, a second drink was served. It was then time for me to have a quick tour of the bathroom in this A321 Neo, and as expected, it was really cramped. You will find your basic amenities like a baby changing station, toilet paper, a garbage, as well as soap and water. All in all, a very small bathroom that will get the job done. I mean, as long as you're not a little too overweight. Just as we flew under the tip of Greenland, our third drink service was served. I was starting to get really tired after that awful night I spent sleeping on the floor at Gatwick, so I naturally went for the coffee option, which was actually pretty good. As we flew over Lavatory in northeastern Canada, the crew presented us our before landing snack. It was a preheated margarita calzone with a drink. I once again went for Sprite. If you wanted a closer look to the pastry, this is what it looks like. At this point into the flight, I remembered that I forgot to show the content in the in-flight entertainment system, as well as the content found in the seat pocket. To start off, the movie selection here seems to be pretty limited. You will find some popular movies like Aladdin or Harry Potter, as well as some other niche options like Les Boys 2, a French-Canadian movie. However, the selection of TV shows seems to be fantastic. They've got your classics like Big Bang Theory, Modern Family, and Fresh Off the Boat, totaling a number of 209 episodes for you to watch. That's about 70 hours of TV shows. Air Transat also seems to have a good selection of music and games as well. If we move on to the seat pocket, we will of course find our safety card, a selection of in-flight literature that includes donation cards for small change big cards, the in-flight menu pamphlet, an in-flight magazine, air sickness bags, and a duty-free magazine. After a great time on board this airplane, the 8 hours that it took us to fly between England and Canada seemed to have passed in a matter of minutes as we started descending to the Toronto area.
Position to please ensure once again that your seatbelts are securely fastened.
We finally made it into Pearson Airport after this really smooth touchdown on runway 23.
Ladies and gentlemen, Air Transat welcomes you to Toronto. For your comfort and safety, please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened and your cabin baggage stowed until the aircraft has come to a complete final stop and the captain has switched off the seatbelt sign. I'd like to remind you it's not permitted to smoke until you're outside of the terminal building. When leaving the aircraft, please make sure you take all of your personal belongings with you.
It is now the end of this 8-hour Airbus A321 Neo flight from London to Toronto. As we pull into our gate at Terminal 3, let me conclude this whole experience. We started off in London with a 1 hour and 15 minutes delay, which of course had an impact on our arrival time. However, this isn't really a big deal since at least half of the passengers on this flight seem to be connecting on to the next Air Transat flight to Montreal, which was scheduled to leave 4 hours after the original arrival of this flight, so I managed to make my connection with plenty of spare time. About the service on this flight, I can't help but say that it was great. We had 2 meals, if you can count the calzone as a full meal, and 5 drink services throughout the trip. The in-flight entertainment system also had a great and solid selection of movies and TV shows to keep you entertained. On the negative side, I found the bathrooms to be really tight. I could hardly reach anything without having to squeeze my way to whatever I tried to reach. I can also mention the significant delay, but we can't really blame them because most of it was caused by the French ATC strike because they're French and that's what they like to do. Overall, this was an awesome experience. I booked this flight as a connection on a trip that originated in Montreal, and the 4 flights costed a total of 310 Canadian dollars or 222 American dollars each way. It isn't the cheapest ticket you may find, but I sure think I got my money worth it. If ever you have the occasion to fly Air Transat's A321 Neo LR, I vividly recommend you to go for it. Chances are that the ticket will probably be cheaper than any competition and you'll definitely get your money worth it. It is now my time to remind you that if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter and Instagram. It will greatly help me grow my channel, and also don't forget to leave a like and comment and let me know what you think about this product. Do you find it worth it? I surely do. Thank you for watching this video and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.